Well, guys, I'm back down in the basement now with the other top box and 2-drawer riser that came with this setup. So we're going to go through the contents of these. I already sold the other top box and riser. They're already gone. And I sold the cabinet base that I hadn't gone through yet, so I had to transfer all that stuff to boxes, so we'll have to dig through that stuff in a bit. But let's see if we can't knock out the contents of this box and this riser. This must be another pair of these DeWalt safety glasses. I think there was a pair in that other box I just did. Alright, we got some chunks of strong magnet broken off, holding on some cards here. I don't know what these cards are. I mean, I know they're drill index cards, but they're not continued from reverse side. Huh. These look like these were pages torn out of like one of those pocket guides. Here's a Morse cutting tool division card, Viking drill and tool, and Irwin Hansen decimal equivalence card. Alright. Another Indicall 178. It's got some wear on it, but all the pieces are here, which is good because the last one of these that I had, I still haven't been able to sell because it's missing one of these clamping nuts here. So this is a complete one. So that's nice. Here's another one of these Butech really little itty bitty 10 mil probes. I think this is like the other one. Yeah, it's almost like a really tiny scriber. Bimetal blade. Oh, X-Acto knife kit. Oh, that's a nice little set there. This is the style. It's got a magnetic strip up here and it holds all the blades right up there, and it's got the multiple handles here, the pen-like handle, and then the handle that lets you put more weight and force on cutting. Here's an indicator. It's an AccuPro made in Japan. This is a half thousandths indicator, 0.0005. And it appears to be in perfect working condition. I am not at all familiar with this brand, AccuPro. I think it's probably one of those cheap ones, but it's made in Japan, so it's not super cheap Chinese quality. So this might still be a decent indicator, I think, for somebody. No case. What is in this bag? This almost looks like, yeah, this is the... Looks like we got half of a digital micrometer here. And let's see what this is. It's a Mitutoyo. Alright, looks like it's missing the battery door. Got a port for data. Button on the side here, data. Hold inches, preset 0. I don't know how to even turn this on, although I doubt there's a battery in it. Oh no, wait a minute. Battery door is there. Why is this tape on there? Oh, the tape maybe is holding this sticker on so it doesn't fall off? I don't know. Alright, we'll play with that later. It's got a carbide tip, but what the heck was this robbed off of? Click stop. No part number on here, but it does show a resolution of 0.00005 inches or 0.001 millimeter. Yeah. So that's That's pretty good. You know what? I'm going to take this tape off and see if I can get the part number off of this thing. Because that might tell the whole story what the hell this is that I'm looking at here. This is a number 350-712. Alright, give me a moment on the phone. A little bit of Googling. Might have some money sitting there. Yeah, it's a Minotauro 350 series micrometer head. Quite a few of them on eBay. Last one that sold for 79 bucks. So I'll have to try battery in it and see if it works, and if it does, send it down the road. I don't need it. I only have one digital micrometer I've kept, and that's a Brown Sharpe, and even that one I don't know if I'm ever going to use it, but figured I'd keep one for myself. Acumen Torx driver set. Oh, that's kind of neat. That's a really tiny Torx bits in a jeweler's screwdriver, almost like screwdriver type handle design. That was on the top of this box that has just some assorted stuff in it. There's a strong magnet in here somewhere that's allowing everything to get sucked to it. Ah, look at, here's a Bose key fob. I think you call it a fob or whatever. Put your keys on there or whatever, right? And this would clip onto your belt. It's a nice little hold down right here if I can get it off. Can't quite make out the brand name on it. There's a little can't twist clamp that's kind of stuffed in here. Geez, that almost looks like a gauge block. Maybe not. Drill bit. Just some stuff. What else is in here? Loctite 454 instant adhesive and Loctite 406 instant adhesive. If it's not all dried out junk, might be of some use. A pair of keys that aren't going to be any good to me. Digital Equipment Corporation, 25 years, 1957 to 1982. Commemorative little, looks like it was supposed to be on a necklace or something, and the little loop there is broken off. I think I already mentioned this individual had worked for both Digital Equipment Corporation at one point and Bose and Fender guitar pick. Finish is a tap, a couple drills. Alright, there's nothing really to get excited about in here. Quick clip shields. These are just little, the little wire like mesh shields that go on the sides of the old style American optical safety glasses. A 9-volt battery with wires attached to it, probably dead as a doornail. Some little scraps of metal, a couple of Allen keys. Thought it was an edge finder at first, but no, it's just a piece of steel with a turning on it. Roller switch. This is a micro type, almost like a micro-star limit switch. So, you know, if you had like a table or whatever, it can come over and this could act as a limit switch or not. Best test. Empty case, but we found the best test indicator in the other box earlier. So there's the special wrench and there is the little fitting there. So that's a nice find. We'll go find that indicator and put it right in there. I had to switch out batteries, but this is what I was in the middle of showing. This old, I think it's a 196 set. And looks like I see, there's an X-Acto knife blade, a couple other things that need to be fished out of there that don't belong in there, but it's actually a pretty decent set by the looks of it here, and the indicator works perfectly. Huh. Alright, that'll be a nice set for somebody. Well, I was just editing this video and realized that before the battery died, or when the battery died, the tail end of that clip got cut off. So I had missed a couple of things in the top box, the top of the top box. So I just went back and brought them out. And all it was just a box here with some taps, A couple of screw extractors. There's another box. More importantly, what's nice is these are bottom boxes that I probably have top boxes for, top covers for end mills or punches or something like that I might still end up finding. Some little drill bits, center drill, a needle file. But what is kind of nice in the top, that was in the top there, is this Palmgren small Machinist vise. So this is kind of a nice little neat size, and it's a good brand name, Palmgren. Alright, it's engraved August of '86. This is also a Palmgren. Obviously a little bit different vintage by the looks of it. This is gray, and it's got a, instead of being actually in the casting, it's just got an affixed label that says Palmgren. This one looks like it's been run through a surface grinder, and right now what's actually stuck in there is a diamond and a little industrial diamond nib there for dressing the wheel. So anyways, that's got a couple of little oopsies on it right there, and it almost looks like there's a couple of auxiliary jaws that were put in here. Boy, did somebody glue those in? Or is that two-sided? You know what? Actually looks like somebody used like the 3M adhesive, because this is the jaw that belongs on this side, and this back here with the little V groove in it is the jaw for this side, and this is just attached to it. So I don't know if we can get that off without too much difficulty or not. I don't know why he did that. I wonder if that was just so he could bite down on this. I don't know. All right, back to where we were. Top left drawer. Starrett calipers. Spring calipers. Well, see, these have the straight points on them like this, so really these are more properly described as dividers, I would say. Nice little square. Boy, this is Brown Sharpe, but this must be early Brown Sharpe, because it says B&S Manufacturing Company, Providence, Rhode Island, USA, and it doesn't even have the Brown Sharpe logo on it. Huh. Oh, our little friends, the little inside hole gauges here. Well, we got just two of them. Bet you those are Starrett. This is a Starrett gauge block, 2-inch Weber, and it's got stuck to it one of these little tiny scales. Can't see a maker's name on it, but one of these little tiny scales that they actually use the handle. Here's the handle right here. Oh, that's cool. All right. So let me show you how that works. This guy goes in here, and then now you can reach down in somewhere tight with this little tiny scale. These usually came in a pouch with multiple scales, so we'll have to stay on the lookout for that. Here is a oh, look at that. Oh, get excited. What do we got there? A Brown & Sharpe model 554 square adjustable. Now this silly little tiny square right here, I bet you is going to be a pricey little doodad. What else we got? And this might even be the original box, kind of think of it. We got a fishtail in here. This is a Starrett fishtail. Oh! Look at what I see in the bottom here, guys. More treasure. Look at. There's those little, more of those little scales. And this is a blade for a either combination square set or a bevel protractor, a small one. So that could be valuable if we find the right use for that. Oh, there's some nice little stuff here. I gotta look that up though. That 554, because that's already got me drooling in anticipation here. Toolmaker's buttons, 3 out of 4 on there. Can't imagine the other one's not nearby. Of course, then again, I could be wrong. Oh, I was gonna look at these, see if these were Starrett. One's a Starrett, one's a Lufkin. Starrett 178A radius gauge. That's a small one. This little tiny handle here for these little scales is marked Brown and Sharpe, so I bet you this entire thing is a Brown and Sharpe set. And inside this little box is a tiny scale. But the scale is very thick for its size. And that makes me wonder whether or not this isn't part of a die maker's square or something. This is a 554 I was going to look up. Oh, and we got a couple of, oh, we got a few. Oh, what do we got here? More pocket scales. This little itty bitty one is a Starrett 327. 3 generals, a Mitutoyo, and this one here says made in the USA, but I can't quite make out who makes it. Oh, actually on this side I bet you I can. Looks like it says LA Spivak Corporation, which I've actually heard of that. As a matter of fact, I have a drill index over there, one of those metal sheets with holes in it that you can check drill sizes with. It's made by them. The 327 and the 554, let's check those out. Well, the only 327s I could find, Starrett's, are 6-inch scales. So, unfortunately, I'm wondering whether or not this is a 6-inch scale that was cut down by somebody to suit their needs. It's possible. This 554, well, I hit the nail on the head here as far as this being a nice little square, and it turns out some of this other stuff I found in here goes with this. So this is the 554 adjustable square, and I found one for sale on eBay with apparently what appears to be all the parts. There's the bevel part that I found. There's that looks like that other little piece there, so I gotta look for these pieces. So it looks like that's in there. So that goes with that. And apparently this goes with that. So it looks like I'm missing one little blade that I don't see in here. Oh well, let's get to the next drawdown. These guides are handy. Certainly don't need this many of them though. There's a weld-on countersink. I've never seen one with a shank on it like that though. It's weird. Another one. Loop. These are big ones. It's the kind you hold in your eye. More countersinks. Let's check that center draw. Oh yeah, there we go. Machinery's Handbook, 19th edition. The bottom of this draw has not had the hole punched out on it, which is there's actually a knockout in the bottom of these draws. A lot of people don't realize it, right down in here. And you can remove that knockout, and what that allows you to do is it allows you to take your finger and push up from the bottom to help get your book out. There's some notes, a little notebook, some miscellaneous pages that we don't really care about. Alright, good. I've already got several copies of the Machinery's Handbook, so I can send that down the road. Top right draw. Another 827A edge finder. I'm lousy with edge finders all of a sudden. Oh, hermaphrodite caliper. It's a Starrett. Oh, look at that cute little itty bitty sucker there. That's also a Starrett. Starrett punches. Good. Another Starrett punch. Huh. Looks like a Starrett feeler gauge, but I've never seen one, number 71. I've never seen one that was so small and had just like, yeah, this has just what, 2 leaves? 3? Normally I'd say it's missing some, but this is so thin, there really isn't any room to put more in there. That's something interesting. I'll have to look that up. More X-Acto knife blades. This is an automatic punch by the looks of it. Yep, still works. Here's another one. Pocket, vest pocket holder for probably a scribe. Here's one's got a strong magnet on one end. Got a scribe in there, probably carbide. Starrett calipers, outside calipers, little ones. Appear to be Trammel points. Wouldn't be surprised at all if these are not Starrett. Actually, there's a name on them. Ah, even better. Brown Sharpe. Nice. Next drawdown. There's nothing else in there, right? A couple drill bits and stuff. Oh, did I say what these punches were? I don't think I even looked them up. This is a General Hardware, but this beauty right here, which I just noticed has this interesting adjustment knob on the back that I've never seen that style. This is a Brown Sharpe. That's a nice one. Third draw down, we have these, yeah, I was looking at these before. These are kind of a mystery to me. These are thread pitch gauges. They're metric, 4 to 6 millimeter. This appears to be an old MSC catalog number that is obsolete. What's interesting to me about these is that they do not have any manufacturer's name on them, and they look like imports, but on the gauges themselves, they are clearly marked made in the USA. So, who made these? So kind of hard. Maybe Southern Precision Industries, I don't know. It's a die. Oh, that's a Greenfield. That's a good one. Here's another one of these pitch gauges. Oh, wait, this is older. This looks like, yeah, that's a Starrett. It's an early Starrett one, small one. And this looks like a Starrett feeler gauge set. Yep. And some Allen wrenches. Fourth draw down. Huat tiny drill indexes with tiny drills in them. 2 of those. Just some Flopsum and Jepsum. Yeah, alright. That's a little holder to hold one of these in. Junk. Well, Norton sharpening stone. A couple of them. Little file. Alright. Tap, drill. Alright. Micrometers. Nothing to get excited about here in these micrometers. Matter of fact, I like this, another 2-inch Weber Starrett gauge block. I like that gauge block better than I like these mics. I mean, it's not that they're junk. Well, see, now here's a Brown Sharpe, 0 to 1 inch, and it used to have, by the looks of it, it used to have a ratcheting stop, click stop on it, and now it's got nothing. Look at this. This has got a Maxtor hard drive company calibration sticker on it. I believe Maxtor bought Digital Equipment Corporation's plant in Hudson, so maybe that's where that connection happened. I don't know. Number 150, general purpose little itty bitty drill bits. This one isn't, I don't know. If I take the sticker off, I could probably find out who makes it. This is also got a Maxtor. You know, this has got carbide faces on it though. I wonder who makes that. It's got a very unusual little locking handle here. I've never seen one like that. That doesn't work. Oh yeah, alright, now it does. And it's a friction thimble. This actually might not be that bad of a micrometer now that I look at it. It's an NSK. It's our friends from Japan, the NSK. And this is a tenths. So, oh yeah, there's the vernier scale right there. That's not a bad micrometer now that I guess I spoke too soon. Here's our good old friend, the 436. This is a 3 to 4 inch. This has got the ratchet. This is not carbide faces, but the faces do look like they're in good shape, and this is not a tenths. So that's going to end up being a cheap micrometer for somebody. And the lock does not work on this one. I've never had one of these that this style lock that wasn't working, but this one's not. Okay, so got a little issue there. Oh well. What do we got here? Here is a MG Tool Company of New York, USA, made in USA. I think I've only ever had one other tool that was by the MG Tool Company, and I don't even remember what it was anymore. I think it was a pair of vernier calipers. This is a tenths micrometer, though. You can see the scale on there, and this has carbide faces. So not a great name, friction, but still probably very serviceable micrometer. And the lock on this one does work. This is a JT Slocum 1 to 2 inch. That's an early one there. A couple of taps, Greenfield taps, brand new. It looks like. No, I don't think they've been opened. Quarter inch 20 taps. Those are always handy. Oh, we got another automatic center punch here. This one feels really light. I don't know who makes this one. Sorted drill bits in. Well, there you go. There's one of the center punch, automatic center punch 818. Funny thing is, that's for a Starrett though. I don't think I found a Starrett one. Oh, it was a Brown Sharpe and a General and a no name. What's this? Well, there's a standard in there. Wooden box. Can't quite make out what that says on it. This looks like another. There's another JT Slocum. And judging by the looks of the box, that might be the correct box for it. I don't know. Autumn draw. I can't quite make out who makes these calipers. I haven't seen any with this black coating on them, but they're the Something Tool Company of Greenfield, Massachusetts. One of these trig table deals here. What the hell am I doing? The Pocket feeler gauge assortment, precision brand, 20 sizes, English and metric. Part number 19G-20. So this is just, oh, okay, neat. Little feeler gauges. A nice Starrett bevels, not bevel, a nice Starrett protractor. This is a C183, which means it's a 183 protractor, and the C prefix means that it's satin chrome. And looks like it's in pretty good shape. It's got the Maxtor sticker on it. Mitutoyo telescoping gauges. Nice set. Okay, I've got these in SPI right now. I'll take a look and I'll decide later if I want to sell these and keep the SPI or swap them out. Here's a invoice for English radius gauges purchased from industrial suppliers of Worcester, Massachusetts. And I believe that's probably going to be these right here, which are these Brown Sharpe. So this is a radius gauge set like I've had many a time in, I've had them in Lufkin, and I've had them in Helios, and I've had them in Starrett most commonly. But this is a Brown Sharpe version. And this is the correct cover, I believe. This is a Starrett box for, almost looks like maybe for a 196 indicator, but it's not marked, so it could be for anything really. What's in here is one of these saw arbors, slitting saw arbors, and I believe this is marked in Poland. And the interesting thing is that I remember in the last guy's hoard that I bought, he worked at the same place, and I found one of these like practically brand new in its original container. And I think I've got an extra container for one of these, so put it in there. Another Brown Sharpe surface gauge. This one's a little bit different than the other two because it's not marked at all on the ends. It's marked here on this little plaque. See? Right there. A little bit different way they did that. I wonder if that denotes this as a much earlier version. Trig Easy charts and instructions. And last item in this box, in this drawer, is a Starrett depth micrometer. And I'll tell you what, this is a Starrett depth micrometer box with a good old Pratt depth micrometer in it with no rods. Two more drawers to go. All right, the two drawer riser top drawer, needle files, assorted screwdrivers, but they are Exolite, so they are good brand name electronic screwdrivers. We have a knife, beverage can opener is what they're calling this right here. Oh, that's kind of neat, huh? So, is this a collectible knife or something? Oh, that's unfortunate. This is broken off on this side. It's junk. Morse wedge. Bunch of various tweezers, Allen wrenches. Two more edge finders. Again, unbranded, unmarked. A box lid for a center finder complete. S828H1. I wonder if that's for a wiggler set, because here's part of a wiggler set. And right over here is, yeah, S828H, center finder complete. So this is a wiggler. Oh, look at that. It's in there, though. So, what's this then? I'll have to look at that if that's a Starrett. We take all that out, put that in there like that. Well, that's the, yeah, you get the gist of it. All right, that makes that complete. That's nice. And then what was in there was this little tiny thing, which I think it's branded Mitutoyo. Yeah, so this is a tiny Mitutoyo micrometer head. So does anybody happen to know what the hell that tiny Mitutoyo micrometer head is supposed to be for? Last drawer. Cheap Chinese-made mag base. An electrical test light. That, okay, so if you didn't know what you were looking at, you might throw this out. But this is in fact most likely a riser block for a Starrett screw jack set. This is a what looks to be a Starrett center finder attachment. That's a Brown Sharpe head, so that's nice. And then a very cheap right angle head. And what's the blade? Blade's Brown Sharpe. So that might be a Brown and Sharpe. I like to think it is. So this is the bastard child in this little family. Stanley. At least that's a Stanley head on a Stanley blade. General Hardware in its correct pouch. Stanley blade. Maybe that's what that other cheap head goes on. I don't know. Oh, remember these? No, you're not seeing things. Last tool hoard, I talked about these really cool shop-made jack screws, and I was going to keep them. Well, this guy had a pair identical. So remember I said these guys ended up working together. So they must have decided to make these both. They both decided to make the same design. So I could sell one pair. Oh, there it is right there. There's a no brand name on it here, but there should be, this should be marked, I believe. But that's what you're looking at right there. That's a Starrett screw jack, and with the attachments. It's got both of these parts, which is good. It's got that part, that, and then believe it or not, either this is supposed to fit in here somehow, or this is a complete set and this is an extra one. Mitutoyo small hole gauges. Yep, that's what those are, all right. I have to look and see what I've got. I know I've got a set of these. I can't remember what they are. Oh, yeah, nice. Planer gauge. Yeah, this is a Starrett planer gauge. A nice long one with the attachments. I don't know how many are supposed to come with it, but it's got 1, 2, 3. So that's fairly complete in what appears to be the original wood box. That's a nice find. And the last item, we have a Minuteman Products, the Dumont Corporation. Oh, okay. I've got a nice brooch set by this company. This is a Minuteman magnetic base. Oh, so that's something different. I didn't know they made a mag base. That's a funky looking thing, huh? That's just a regular Starrett or whatever indicator attachment. As is this. As is this. So really the mag base is just this and this rod. Well, also that wasn't very exciting. Alright guys, well, in the next video we'll start going through the boxes of stuff I had to empty out of the rollaway toolbox that I sold, and then that'll wrap up this series. Thanks for watching. If you're not already a subscriber, please consider subscribing. If you like what you see, hit the like button. Take care.